This is Susan Wilbanks with BlendedInsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Hello, Bright Soul. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. Yes, my voice is deep this morning. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if this is my voice now or if it's ever going to go back to normal. I have no idea, but I can't really do anything about it. I've done everything I can do, and I got to laugh about it because what else can you do? And I've got to tell you before you go into the topic for today, this Orange Cat Chronicles, he brought a mouse inside the house. Not like the mouse before where I found a random dead mouse that I think he killed in the garden, brought it in. No, he brought it in and it was living and it was crawling around in my house. And the way I screamed, because it's one thing to have to dispose of a dead mouse. When there's a living mouse running around your house, the level of panic, and the thing is, I don't mind. Okay, so I don't have an issue with like small animals. My daughter used to get hamsters and guinea pigs and things, and I can admire them from afar, but for me to hold them and interact with them, I don't know. I can get close and I can maybe like pet it, but the little beady eyes and the long tail, something about it, it starts to give me the ick and I get a little panicked and I don't want to hold it or anything. So I woke her up. And she was tired and I'm like, I don't care. Your cat brought it in and I'm on the stairs screaming. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is. I'm afraid it's going to run at my feet. And I know it's tiny and it can't do anything. It's not rational. Anyway, she got a box, put it in the box. She was able to scoot it in the box and it was squeaking like a doggone dog toy. It sounded like a dog toy. And she's over here, we're like feeding it because, she loves small animals like rodents and things like that. I do not. And I'm yelling at her, take it out of the house. It was this whole thing. So I said, that's it. No more. Little kitten can no longer have free roam in and out of the house. He can't do it. So if we let him out, he gets to stay outside until we go to the door and let him back in. So pretty funny. So it sucks because my older cat is very good and she could go out and just hang in the yard. She would never bring anything in the house. This little guy was bringing in grasshoppers. I had about 25 grasshoppers that I had to get rid of. And even that, because they jump, it was something that I couldn't pick it up because I'm afraid they're going to jump on me. So my daughter, she's like, Mom, just get a cup and put it on top and then slide an envelope underneath it and you can carry it outside. So she was doing it with a couple of them. And her fear is like bees and wasps, but insects and stuff she can do as long as it's not a stinging insect. So anyway, this is so funny. So then I was like, okay, I've got to do this because there were so many to take outside because he had brought so many in before we just cut off his privileges to go in and out. So I try one. I go and put the cup on it and I put the envelope underneath it and I'm holding it and it jumped in the cup and I screamed. I screamed, dropped the cup. And my daughter is like, what is wrong with you? I said, I don't know. I'm just jumpy because I don't know what else he's brought in the house. When I'm upstairs and he's in and out, I had a living mouse running around in the house, which just, I'm walking around in my house. I don't wear shoes. So it's like I'm barefoot and that's just the thought, and so then for a whole week, I'm looking under the couches. I'm looking under the tables. I'm jumpy. I went over to a friend's house and there was a leaf on the ground and I walk in, I see the leaf, I jump. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we're done with that. No more. So then I don't let him come in and out. And I'm in the kitchen and I go to the door to let him in because I think he's wanting to come back in. He has a big worm in his mouth. He was about to bring a worm into my house, y'all. I mean, really? This is insane. And I am wondering, one of you all had mentioned possibly it's a cat allergy with my voice. And maybe there's something about his dander that's irritating me. I don't know. When we went to the mountains overnight, I still had it. So, but we could have cat dander with us, right? Because all of our clothes and stuff are with us. So who knows? It's a mystery. I guess I'll know more if it clears up closer to the winter when it's not as hot and everything's not blooming. I guess I'll find out then. But in any case, so that's the Cat Chronicles. Privileges to go in and out just randomly, free roaming is cut off. And it's pretty funny though. We have some funny stories to tell about it. And I'm proud of my daughter because she was able to get the mouse out and she also was able to pick up the grasshoppers and take them out. So maybe when they live by themselves and he's doing all these shenanigans, she'll be just fine. I guess we'll find out. That's something later down the line. So let's go into the topic for today. Do you have the tendency to know that you need to do something, but you make up reasons and excuses why you can't do it? This can also look like I'll be happy when, I can relax when, I'll do this then, and it's pushing things further down the line. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't apply to times when you are in a waiting place and your guidance is to wait and be still. These are things that are nagging you that you know you'd feel better, you know it would put you in a better place if you would do it, but you just stop yourself from doing it, and you create these delay strategies, and you keep pushing, kicking the can further down the line. You keep pushing it and pushing it, pushing it. And I've noticed this a lot because the intensity on the planet has kicked up. I can tell you, for me, after this political thing that was going on in the United States, I was so incredibly exhausted for about a week and a half. And I'm checking in with my friends who are also doing similar work. They're also exhausted. And it's because we are obviously we're out front and we've signed up to serve. And it is the helping people walk through the energy. And when the energy is chaotic and you're tuned in and you're sensitive, you can feel all that chaos. And what that can sometimes do is take you off of your personal path to where there's personal things that you need to do that are nagging at you, that if you just do them, you know you'll be in a better place. And there's almost this block or this obstacle. And it could be self sabotage. I don't necessarily want to say that, but it's almost like you've got to will yourself through it just to get to the other side. And so, one of the things that I've noticed, and that's coming up for me a lot, is sometimes you have to take your attention off of the larger picture that you don't have any control over and focus your energy on what you do have control over. There are certain things in the world that I can pray about. I can send energy in my meditation. I can put light on it. And that's what you and I do as light workers. But I can't directly influence it right now. What I can directly influence is how I'm showing up, how I'm taking care of myself, how I'm taking care of my physical body, how I'm managing my own energy, input and output, where I'm focusing. So sometimes you have to remove your energy from the collective and focus it on your soul's path, on your here and now, and what you can do today to get you to that place that you want to be. And if you do this every single day, you begin to make progress and you don't feel so terrible about kicking the can down the road. Because what I notice is when there's that thing that's nagging you that you need to do, and it could be as easy as putting your shoes on and going for a walk, it could be as easy as joining a gym and actually going to the gym. It's not enough to just join it, you got to go to the gym. Could be as easy as instead of drinking, all juice today, I'm going to drink 2 glasses of water and the rest juice. Instead of, having a bag of chips, I'm just going to eat a fourth of the bag, and making those commitments to yourself. And as you keep those commitments to yourself, your confidence in yourself and your trust in yourself grows. And then you vibrate higher, you look more radiant, you feel more in control. Because when you aren't doing the things that you're being told to do, your energy starts to weaken, and it weakens because you don't feel good. And you don't feel good because you're not honoring the promises to yourself. You're not honoring the whispers that are coming through your soul for your higher good, to get you to the things that you say that you want, or to put you on the path that you signed up before you came here to be on that path. So it's all aligning you. And there is something usually every single day that we're being told to do. And if we don't do it, we don't feel good at the end of the day. And I know it for myself too. So when you notice yourself putting in a delay strategy, question it. Wait a minute, is this me, or is this just my lower self? Is this laziness talking? Is this an old pattern talking? Is it self doubt talking? Like, what is this? Because if it is coming from my higher self for me to do, that's what's most important for today. And again, doing it every day is how you stay consistent. And I wanted to offer that to you, to say, don't beat yourself up over it. We've all done it. I've done it. And I understand that as the energy kicks up and the chaos kicks up and people's emotions, when people are easily triggered, they're easily controlled. And there's been a lot of triggered people lately where their emotions are they're, they are very amped up. They're very unregulated, and it's a lot of lower emotions, and they're very intense. And you and I, as light workers that are navigating through that, we want to help. We always want to help. Sometimes the best way to help is to follow your inner guidance to keep your light bright. You keep your light bright by doing the things that your path is aligned to and that you're supposed to do for yourself. And there's another thing. So when all this political stuff was happening, and then I have a lot of people in my inner circle that were really pulling on me because they've got things going on and they're not doing their work and they need help. And because I do this healing work, it's not just what I do for the public, but I also have people personally that will still cord me in the same way. And it's okay. Cords are just how we connect to each other. It's keeping it in your outer aura or keeping the negative cords detached or cleaned so that it doesn't start to drain you. So there was a few days where I was getting incredibly drained, and then I had people, "Oh, I have this going on. Can you help me with this?" And it started to pile up. And so at that point I just said, "No, I can't pour from an empty cup. I can't do it." And if I'm doing a healing when I'm exhausted, then I'm not serving you, and I'm also not staying true to the integrity of the work because I need to fill myself up. So when I feel myself getting depleted, that's my time to cut off, do some breath work, do some meditation, and listen to what can I do today. And sometimes it's resting a little bit and getting my bearings so I can then come back even stronger and serve in the way that I was meant to serve. So that's all I wanted to offer. Let's go into a healing. You can uncross your arms and legs. I am going to help clear those blocks and obstacles away so that you can step into your power and do those things that are going to get you to the place that you want to be. Okay, you can come back into your body. And if you feel led or drawn or curious, you can look at our High Vibe Lightworker tribe on Patreon. It's linked in the show notes below. Also, if you are looking for breath work and you're not sure where to start, the Pause Breathwork website with the app and the system and the programs is also linked in the show notes below. And as always, I thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't say it enough. And I wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.